how to properly roll the ball with a four-step approach. We've talked about the different roles at each one of our lanes with a ball returner, a pin setter-upper, and a bowler. Today we're going to talk about simple scoring. Now, when we do simple scoring, you're going to get a scorecard that's going to have boxes in like this, with one big box, two little boxes inside, and there's going to be 10 of them all lined up for you. At the end of the line is a bigger box. I'm just going to put my name inside, Mr. O. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to roll my first ball. So I line up my shot, I'm behind my foul line, I take my 4 steps, I roll the ball. Let's say I knock down 3 pins. The pin setter-upper, of course, moves all of the pins to the back. The ball returner brings the ball back down. Today, because I might be busy, the ball returner should put the ball on the ring unless I am ready for the ball. Now, before I can roll my next ball, I have to write down the score that I had. So I knock down 3 pins, I go to my first box, and I put down the number 3 inside that box. Now, I'm ready to roll again. My ball returner is back. My pin setter-upper is ready. I've only got 7 pins left to roll to. I'm behind my foul line and roll my second ball. Here it comes. Now this time I knock down 5 more pins. So what I'm going to do is in that second box, I don't write 8. I don't write down 2 that are still standing. I put down the 5 that I knocked down. So I can now have a 3 and a 5 inside those boxes. What I'm going to do then is add those numbers together. So I take my 3, I add 5 on, and inside that box, I put down the number 8. That is my score for the very first frame. Now we're going to switch jobs, and somebody else will get a turn to bowl and to set up the pins and do the ball return. When it's my turn again, and the pins are all standing like so, then it's my turn to roll again. This time I roll the ball, and unfortunately I don't knock any pins down. Please don't put a 0 in the box. Instead, put a line just like that. Anytime you don't knock any pins down, put a line. A 0 sometimes gets confusing and people think it's the number 6, or sometimes it looks like a number 8, sometimes it looks like a number 9. So always put down a dash if you get a 0 for it. And it's not a big deal if you get a 0. It happens to all of us, and it can happen in either the first or in the second frame. Now, I get a chance to roll again. This time I do a little bit better. I knock down all 10 pins with my second roll. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do in that one is then I'll put down the number 10 inside that box. So what I want to do is I want to take the score that I got before, the 8, and put that up there, 8. I want to add it to my next roll, which this time was a 0, so I can put down a 0, I suppose. And then I add the 10 pins I just knocked down. When I add an 8 and a 0 and a 10, my score becomes 18. This is my new score. Notice I have to include that 8. Otherwise, the highest score I can ever get is a 10. So I want to make sure I always add my old score onto my new scores. When I get to my third frame over here and I get to roll again, we'll do the same thing. Now I'm not going to knock the pins down this time. I'm just going to tell you what I got. So with my first roll, I rolled the ball, and I got a 4. And my second ball, I got a 5. So I knocked down 9 of my pins. Again, I would start with my score I had before, which is 18. I add on my 4, and again I add on the 5 that's over here, If I take 18 plus 4 plus 5, that would give me a score of 27. That's my score moving forward. When I get to my last frame that I'm going to help you with here, I'm going to again mark down my score. This time, I knock down all 10 pins with the first ball. If I do that, in my game it would be a strike and I could actually get bonus points, but we're going to cover that later. For this example, we'll just add our 10 on. Now if I knock down all 10 pins with my first ball, there won't be any left for my second. So I could put down a dash if I want to, or I could leave it blank because I've already got the 10 down. You can mark it down however it's less confusing for you. When I get to my score to add it up, I would take my 27, I would add on the 10. I could add on the 0, but in this case we don't necessarily have to because it came second. And when I add those all together, I get a score of 27 plus 10 is 37. Now in class, we will have 10 frames on our scorecard. What you're going to do in class is you're going to bowl all 10 frames, or as many as you can in the time period we have. When you are done bowling, you will turn the scorecard into me. Make sure it is completed all the way through. Also make sure that you turn it in with all 3 people in your group's scores completed. Don't just fill out one person's. It should be all 3 people in your group, or if you have a group of 2 or 4, of course you would have those people on there as well. Now, make sure when you're bowling, you're keeping your score with every roll, and make sure you're doing all the jobs that we've talked about in our previous lessons. I hope you do a good job. We'll start class with an example that you can work through with your group. When you show me you can do it, then you can start bowling on your own. Let's get going.